Okay guys, I have a great recipe for you today. This baked ziti right here has saved us from eating out on so many occasions. I usually make 2 or 3 at a time. I will make one for dinner that day, and I'll make 1 or 2 for the deep freezer. And then when we don't know what to do, we're too tired, we just pull one out and the night before, and then we bake it the next day, and boom, dinner's on the table. Fast and easy. All right guys, let's get started. So I have my 4 jars of Prego. Each one is 45 ounces. My 3 boxes of Ziti Pasta. I have my 3 green peppers. I've already washed everything. 3 onions. And I am going to throw in mushroom. The recipe doesn't really have mushrooms, but I'm just going to throw these in because I have them. I have 3 pounds of hamburger, some basil, some parsley, and some garlic. You can use fresh or dry. And then I have my mozzarella cheese shredded. My spices, I'm not using too many because I do have the fresh parsley and basil. And then my Parmesan and provolone cheese. And then I have my sour cream. I have my 3 containers in the back. I'm going to use the glass one for today because I'm going to be putting that in the oven. And the other 2 are going to go in the deep freezer. Okay guys, so I'm going to go ahead and chop up my vegetables and my herbs. I have my basil right here and it smells so good. And then I have my parsley. I just happen to have this on hand, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. I usually do dry, but if I have fresh, I will definitely use fresh. So it doesn't matter. Either one will work just fine in this recipe. And this recipe, because I am tripling it, it is 3 green peppers, 3 onions, and I use probably at least a whole bulb of garlic. Now I'm throwing in these mushrooms because I already have them. I actually made a mushroom and gravy slow cooker recipe on one of my videos. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you go ahead and check that out. So I don't want these to go to waste, so I'm gonna just go ahead and throw them in there along with the sauce. And so I have my peppers, my onions, my garlic, mushrooms, and then I have my basil and parsley. So you could make this very simple. Really, you could just put some onions in there. You don't have to put the peppers, definitely don't have to put the fresh herbs. So if you wanted to make it a lot easier, just throw some onions in there, maybe a pepper or 2 and call it a day. Make it a lot easier. And the garlic, you could just do the minced garlic that just comes already ready to go. And that would be a lot easier. I already have this stuff, so I'm just going to do this. I always usually put fresh onions, garlic, and peppers in my tomato sauce. So this is something I'm just used to. Okay, for my garlic, I'm just going to use this little tool that I think I bought this at IKEA, and I just start feeding the garlic in there. And instead of taking it out each time, I just keep feeding it and just all the way until the end. And it makes it a lot easier. I'm not going to stop and try to get that off every time. So we're just going to keep feeding that bad boy. And at the end, I'm going to use my knife and just chop it off. Okay guys, you're going to need a big pot for this one because I'm going to be putting in all the hamburger, all the vegetables, and all the sauce in here. So you're definitely going to want a big pot for this. I'm just adding some olive oil into the pan, and then I'm going to go ahead and saute the onions and the peppers. I'm going to saute those first, let those saute down, and then I'm going to add the garlic and mushrooms towards the end. You want to saute the onions until they're translucent. I'm sure most of you guys already know this, but I'm just trying to help some people that maybe they don't. So yeah, guys, just go ahead and cook those down. And yeah, we're going to have some great ziti in a little bit. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic now. Since I don't want it to burn, I'm going to add it towards the end. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and add in this chopped mushrooms that I have and let that cook just for a little bit longer. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add my ground up hamburger. I have 3 pounds here, and I'm going to go ahead and cook that down until it's no longer pink. And then after that, I'm going to drain it, and then I'm going to put everything back into the pot, and we're going to go ahead and get this spaghetti sauce going, guys. Okay, into my pot, I'm adding my 4 jars of Prego. These are each 45 ounces since I am tripling the recipe. And after that, I'm gonna go ahead and add my spices. I'm not using too many today because I already have the fresh basil and parsley. If I didn't have that, I would definitely use some dried, but I'm just gonna do some onion powder, some garlic powder, and I'm gonna do Italian seasoning. Then I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. It all just depends on how much you like. So just tailor that to whatever your family likes. If you guys like more salt or less salt, I mean, some people are on special diets. So yeah, just add however much you would like to the pot. Okay, so here I'm just adding my 3 boxes to boiling water. And the box says about 10 minutes. I'm going to cut that by a minute or two because I don't want these to get too soft because I'm going to be putting these in the freezer and they're also going to bake in the oven for an hour. So I don't want to overdo these. So about 8 to 9 minutes, depending on how you like your pasta. Here I'm just adding my fresh herbs right at the end because I don't want those to be cooking the whole time. So we're pretty much done with the sauce. I'm going to go ahead and add these, and then we're going to go ahead and assemble all these baked zitis. Okay, so I have my little assembly line right here. I have my pasta sauce, all my cheese, sour cream, and then my containers that I'm using. So let's get started. With these, you want to butter these. That's what the recipe calls for. So I just have a little bit of butter on a paper towel to make it easy. And I'm just going to go ahead and butter all 3 of these on the bottom and the sides. Okay, let's assemble these bad boys. So right off the bat, we're going to use half of our baked ziti noodles and go ahead and I usually eyeball this, so I'm not going to be precise. It's all going to turn out good anyway. So I'm just going to eyeball this into all 3 of my containers. Again, I'm using half of my noodles. Then I'm going to add 6 ounces of sliced provolone cheese, followed by 1.5 cups of sour cream and half of the sauce that we made in each one. Then we're going to use the other half of the ziti noodles. So the rest of your ziti noodles, go ahead and put that in there, followed by the mozzarella cheese and the remaining sauce. Top with Parmesan cheese. You can add as much as you like or as little as you like. Just depends on what your family likes. I'm going to go ahead and add as much as I have because we like some Parmesan cheese in here. And then we're going to throw it in the oven. Well, I'm going to throw the one that I have for today in the oven, bake it at 350 degrees for about an hour, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the other 2 ready for the deep freezer so I can pull these out whenever I'm feeling lazy and mama don't feel like cooking that day and I don't want to spend so much money on eating out. We're going to pull this bad boy out and we're going to eat that for dinner. So I am all done, and whenever I want to pull one of these out of the freezer, I will definitely pull it out the night before, stick it in the fridge, let it defrost, and then I'm just going to throw it in the oven at 350 degrees, let it bake for an hour. Now you can do this from frozen, just mind you, it will take you twice as long to bake. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, here it is. I just threw it on the plate with a quick Caesar salad, and it's really delicious. And really, I'm getting 6 meals out of this because one baked ziti is so full. It'll feed my family of 5 for 2 nights. So that's 2 meals each one. I have 3 of them, so I'm getting at least 6 meals out of these 3 baked zitis. So yeah, guys, I hope this saves you some time and definitely saves you some money. And yeah, try out the recipe, and I will leave the recipe down in the description box below so you guys can try it out. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.